Dave's going to need a fresh start after that. It is time for our week's Fresh Start segment, and gossip is common in the workplace, right? Even here at Fox News. Take a look at some surveillance footage that I happened to stumble upon the other day.
So, all right, now that you're all signed up for Twitter, right, do you think he'll shut up about Twitter? I mean, are we good?
How about the time that we're on the set with him and he's twittering and not listening live on the show to what we're saying?
Well, how about when he signed you up for Twitter and put us all to sleep? Do you think he's getting paid from Twitter?
You know, some people have suggested that. Some people have suggested that he's a mole for Twitter. Do you think it's possible?
He might have been a creator, or maybe like he's the stockholder, yeah.
I didn't know there was a camera in our makeup room.
Thanks to security from getting that security footage. Did you know that gossiping at work is not only rude, it can actually cut down on productivity? She should have been working. So how does one stop gossiping?
Our next guest created a no-gossip zone at his office. Sam Chapman is the CEO of Empower Public Relations and the author of No Gossip Zone. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
Sam, what's so dangerous about gossiping at the office? Maybe we're just, you know, letting off a little steam, talking about office politics. Is that so wrong?
It can be wrong. Gossip is workers' #1 complaint. So 65% of the time, workers rank that as #1, and it's a productivity suck. To me, someone gets gossiped about and they can't focus for the rest of the day or until the relationship is smoothed over. So we created a no-gossip zone.
You're absolutely right about that, because that's an interesting point. When someone is gossiped about then, or they hear a little thing, then they either worry about it and productivity is in the toilet. So how do you stop it in the workplace? You say you start by defining it. What do you mean here?
Well, gossip to us at Empower Public Relations is something negative said outside of the presence of the subject. So we have all agreed not to say anything negative about each other except to each other's face.
That's really an incredible mission, Sam, because you also say that your research shows that the average worker spends 65 hours a year yammering about the failings of others. In other words, gossiping. So let's talk about how you can stop doing that. You also say listen for it in yourself. How do you identify it?
Well, you listen for negative comments that you're making about somebody who's not in the room. And if you notice yourself doing that a lot, you may be the main gossiper in the office. So I believe you can't change others until you lead yourself. So you have to notice gossip in yourself and try to stop gossiping. And you could even take on our rule that we use, and once you do catch yourself gossiping, go tell the subject what you said.
Which is what you say in #3, which is perhaps the hardest one. Be honest. Start telling people the truth about it. That seems to me a pretty hard one.
Well, that's right. What replaces gossip is what I call authentic communication. So you either keep it to yourself or you go right to the horse's mouth and say what's on your mind. And that's a big deal in work. You know, if we have stories about each other, many times they're not true. And so facing the person you're speaking about allows that person to defend themselves and clear up the story. As an employer, not only is the person who's being gossiped about harmed, but the person who's doing the gossiping is hurting their reputation. So I call it an unprofitable behavior, and I think as an employer, it really helps my bottom line to outlaw it, if you will, or come to a communal agreement, which you all sounds like you need to do as well about that whole
You know
Twitter
what? No,
problem.
I mean, Sam, really, honestly, this is a great lesson for all of us and perhaps some people at home, because it is a time sucker, as you said. And I love your idea, the fourth one, about confess, because you say that nips it in the bud. When you have to go and confess to the person, it's chances are you will not be gossiping about them again in the future. Sam Chapman, thanks so much for joining us and for the book, The No Gossip Zone. It's a really interesting read. Let's try to do it for the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Sam. You know, I want to say something about Rick Reichmuth, you know, it's a good thing he's not around right now.
Right.
He does a fantastic job of doing the weather. He does an absolutely fantastic...
That's not gossip. That's complimenting. Hi, Rick.
Oh, it's coming. Go on.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Now that I see you, I'm going to stop gossiping.
Okay, Clayton, you're a nerd, and Allison, you're lazy at the gym.
That's how you cut it out.
Go right to be honest
and Dave,
about it.
I love your suit. It's nice.
Rick dressed me today.
There you go. All right.